What was it that
Hello.
we need to start off every webinar with? Hold on one second. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
There you go. Exactly. All you cool cats and kittens, welcome. There's like
Come on
no one who
in.
gets the reference. have
It's okay.
Have you seen it? Do you understand the
No, I
reference?
haven't. I do.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so basically, my brother watched Tiger King like a week or 2 weeks ago, and all he talks about is Tiger King. And now, like, my brother's like, I'm gonna be Tiger King for Halloween. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Does he realize that everyone is going to be Tiger King for Halloween?
Yeah, I think I mean, it's gonna be a Tiger King conundrum.
Mm,
Is what's going to
yes,
happen.
it's true. It's true. Hello, people. I think we have some people. So if you're
Oh yeah,
watching, please say hello to us in the comments. Tell
exactly.
us, did you have a nice, quiet weekend? If you had a quiet weekend, please tell us. Uh,
How many of
so,
you have been cleaning the house like every other day? My house has never been so clean. It's amazing.
wow. Okay, I have to say I
Mhm.
haven't been cleaning as much as you have.
No, I'm like, you could eat off my floor. That's how clean it is.
Wow, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
um,
Debbie's
so
already
yeah.
in. Hey everyone. She's from Livorno. It's
Hey.
cloudy and rainy day, but I'm happy to spend some time with you learning English. And we're happy you're here with us learning English. All right. We got Marky
Yeah,
coming in hot from Bologna. Very nice. Yeah.
excellent.
Whoops. I'm already
That's
making
okay.
I'm already making waves. Accent, Lucia, come on in, girl. Uh-huh. Very nice.
Amazing. Ooh, okay, we've got some people with us.
It's
So Shawn, did you just literally clean the house for the weekend then, or did you do anything else?
for the weekend. Well, I'll tell you this much. I cleaned the house yesterday, and this morning, before classes started at 9:30, I went to the supermarket. Bad
Wow.
idea. Bad
Yeah.
idea. Okay.
Monday morning. Monday
Yeah.
morning, probably not ideal.
So here I am with like 4 bags on my shoulders, running home to make it in time for my class. Oh, goodness.
Stressful.
Yeah, I'm
Stressful.
tired,
Okay, and we
but
have
I am in it
Jessica
to
from
win it.
Bologna. Welcome. Exactly.
There.
There.
Is it raining outside in Milan right now?
We can do this. And also as well. Yeah, I think it's raining everywhere. Oh, I broke everything.
No, you didn't break anything.
Okay, I think I'm
Today
working now
it's
again.
kind of
That was
drizzling.
weird. I froze. Yeah, it's a drizzly
It
day.
is.
Drizzly
I
day.
think it's a beautiful day.
I love it because the air is so fresh.
Yeah.
When it hasn't been raining in a long time, it makes the air so nice. Yeah, it's great. Cool. So, Shawn, shall we talk about some world
World
events?
events. Let's go. So, guys, I know that nothing is happening in the world today because we're all at home, but I feel like we are making history right now, everybody. Lisa, you definitely are making history.
In this webinar, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah. This is historic, people. Okay.
am. Yeah, this is true. We have a TV show in Ireland, and I don't know if there's like a similar American equivalent, but it's called Reeling in the Years.
Ooh.
And basically it summarizes everything that happened in that year, everything newsworthy. um, and it's really, really popular. And they still make them. So a lot of people have been saying like the 2020 Reeling in the Years is gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so it's true. It's gonna be like a big, huge moment in history
I think so.
this year.
I think for I will never forget 2020. That's for sure. 2020 definitely made it an unforgettable year. Okay, but there's a lot of positive news going on in the world today, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true. There's like nice things happening amongst all the bad things. Oh, did you see
Just
this
like
Lady
Lady
Gaga's
Gaga's
concert?
concert, save yeah. No, I did not. I missed it. Was it with? But I heard about it. It was Celine Dion and Bocelli and
John
who
Legend.
else was it?
Oh my
Wow.
God, there was
Yeah.
like
See.
the Rolling Stones, Elton John. Oh my God, like I don't know, Jennifer Lopez, Taylor Swift. Like I don't know, with Paul
Wow.
McCartney. There was like all these big famous people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was nice. But yeah, I think that was probably something that everyone was, or a lot of people were watching this
When
weekend,
was it? Yesterday?
because
Did
it
I
was nice.
miss it?
It was on Saturday, but it's still available. Like it's still on the World Health Organization's Facebook page, the main show, because there were like 6 or 7 hours. But yeah, it was interesting. And it was like nice because they put
Okay.
together loads of videos of what people are doing to help. So that was really interesting. Okie dokie. So guys, obviously we're not going to just ramble for an hour, but we're also going to take a look at some newspaper articles. Okay,
Are,
probability phrases. Huh? Sorry, Sean.
wow.
What did you
Are they
say?
going to do another one? Because I missed the first one.
Billie Eilish as well.
Yeah.
You could call Lady Gaga and ask her. And we're just going to discuss some world events. Okay, so some world events. So, taking a look, I think this first question, I don't know, Shawn, do you want to read these questions? I think the first question is hilarious at the moment.
You know what? I will do the honor. The biggest question is what is the biggest world event at the moment? Hmm. This might be very
I,
difficult for some of you guys. Okay. Do
I
you
don't
think your
know.
culture is too obsessed with the news and why? And in the modern age, what are the quickest methods of finding out about the news? Hmm.
Okay.
Very, very
Um,
interesting.
well, also we can maybe just discuss. For example, at the moment, I am kind of avoiding the news most of the time. I don't know about you, Shawn.
I live under a rock.
Yeah. Yeah, like guys, I want to ask you, how are you handling the news right now? Are you taking a break from it?
Yeah.
Like to be honest, I'm because I think there's only so much you can process. Um so weeks in, there's only so much kind of like horrible news you can take. Are you just avoiding everything, Shawn? Okay. I'm turning off my camera because there's audio
Sorry, Lisa.
problems.
I I missed the last part. You said you've backed away from the news because today, and that's all I got.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I've turned off my camera now, so hopefully that helps.
Okay.
Um, I was just saying there's only a certain limit to how much like negative or horrible stories you can hear, I think.
Yeah.
Um, so like I'm personally distancing myself. So I don't know about you.
Well, not having a television in my house, I think really helps to start off
Ah,
with.
yeah,
I don't, for example, I mostly get my news from people I talk to, like from you, Lisa, or my parents, or some
yeah,
friends back home. Because what I notice is whenever I watch the news, it seems like they keep recycling the same thing every half hour, and it's
yeah,
it's almost it's kind of, how can I say, it's distracting because they're not getting to any point, and it's frustrating, I think.
yeah. It's true. It's true.
Mhm.
They're just repeating themselves sometimes. Um, and Sebi says, so in the modern age, the quickest methods of finding out about news is online. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, and for sure, the lockdown can be considered an event. Also, the whole virus, the whole pandemic.
Yeah.
Um, and really good. So Clara says, I'm trying to avoid the news too because I don't want to listen to bad news.
Yeah.
So nowadays it's hard to hear about good news. That is true. That is really true. Actually, I don't know if anyone has heard. Do you know this one, Shawn? So on YouTube, not when we're on, but at another point, you can look up some good news. Okay, some good news with John
Mhm.
Krasinski.
Ah,
Have you
are you
seen
writing that
this?
down in
So
the so
yeah, um,
okay.
yeah, because he's an actor who he started because of at the
Yeah,
moment.
he's the guy from The Office, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
So he,
fantastic.
he started his own YouTube channel, and it's called SGN, Some Good News. So some good news, and basically he shares like nice things that are happening at the moment, instead of like to kind of avoid, or not avoid, but take a break from hearing all like the terrible things that are happening. And it's really sweet. Like last Friday, he did a prom celebration for all the kids in America who couldn't have their proms.
That's awesome. Ah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And we also Shawn, do you want to read Clara's comment about this?
Yes, so Clara's got, I think that social media is the quickest tools that we have through which we can pick out, I guess, certain news sources. However, social media is full of fake news, so yeah, we have to be careful. Marty says that I think people are obsessed with the news and unfortunately only broadcast tragic things. In fact, I never follow them because they make me feel sad and anxious. I know. I mean, for example, guys, the strangest thing is, for being in the house all of this time, whenever I go out, I feel anxious. Putting on a mask, I can't breathe. I feel suffocated. Like it's really a strange sensation. And seeing other people, it's a very strange situation that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Um, Savia is thinking about that. She thinks it's crazy that people like watching the same thing over and over. I agree with you. It's like being stuck in a nightmare. You just keep having
Yeah,
the same thing over and over again.
exactly.
Um,
It's just
yeah.
crazy.
Exactly. Jesse says that I think that in this moment, it would be better not to watch the news too much. And above all, to watch only official sources. Exactly. I think what's really crazy right now, and I share this with a lot of people, and I don't know if this happened as well in Ireland for you, Lisa, but in America, I was talking with my family, and the crazy part, because it hit Italy first, I kind of was like the precursor for what was going to happen in America. And, I told my parents back in March, I gave them ideas and tips on how to deal with the situation because it's going to get bad, is basically what I said. And
Hmm.
also the fact that they're living, they don't live in New York City, but New York State is practically all on lockdown. And the thing is Americans, what I see is
Yeah,
Americans never really take it as seriously as the rest of the world. When I talk about social distancing and things, I see that In America, they're very more casual about this coronavirus, which for
Yeah,
me is kind of stressful.
it's
And I don't
scary.
know if, exactly,
But yeah,
it's
I see that
scary.
as well because people sharing videos of stuff they're doing, and I'm like, that's not okay. Like they're trying to say, oh, we're having a socially distanced concert that our neighbor put on, and I'm seeing them
Yeah,
standing on the street, and I'm like, you're not socially like that's not social distancing. Like you're very close together. And they're like,
yeah.
oh, it's a
Is
safe
this
concert. I'm
happening
like,
in
no, it's
Ireland
not.
or in America or in Italy?
I'm seeing some things in Ireland as well, like people putting on like let's say disco or bingo and stuff from their like group of houses, and I can see them out and they're not being very safe. Like I know they're trying to joke that they're doing this fun thing for everyone who because they have to stay at home, but I'm like you're actually too close together still like in your gardens.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
even
yeah, it
see
is a bit
people in
worrying.
New York that are at the park. Like Milan, no one is allowed to go to the park since the beginning
Yeah.
of March.
And
Um,
I didn't even realize, like I thought because I know we have the 200-meter limit for going for a walk to exercise, but I didn't realize until a couple of weeks ago I was stopped by the police that I couldn't actually run. I didn't know that even
yeah,
within the limit. So
no,
I felt
exactly. It
really
was
stupid.
no jogging, no
Yeah.
exercising at all.
Yeah, I honestly didn't
Um,
know that. I felt really stupid because I thought it was like because I just saw that it was said you can exercise within the 200 meters of your house. So I thought it was okay. And then I was like, okay, nope, didn't know that.
but then, like, that's the thing is with all the different decrees and all the different updates, we kind of lost track of what was allowed and what wasn't allowed. And
Exactly.
now, like, now we're coming up to May 4th, and I have to be honest with you, and I don't know what you guys are thinking, um, but I think, especially in Milan, I don't think we're ready to open for the 4th,
No,
to be completely
n-
honest with you.
no,
Um,
like maybe again, like maybe they'll open some things, but very gradually and very strictly.
yeah,
Um, like I really can't see it happening,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Because for the
Uh,
rest of us who live in Milan, like Lisa, when you go out, do you see a lot of people out or no?
No, not really. Only like on my way to the supermarket. Like I do see people throughout the day because I often go on my balcony and I see people just like walking their dogs or whatever, but obviously everyone is wearing masks and following the rules and staying separate, like even crossing the street if you come across another person.
Yeah. Because I gotta say, a week ago, before really the end of May, like before Easter, in my neighborhood, everyone was outside. Some people didn't have masks, some
Yeah.
people were jogging and exercising. And for me, I'm thinking to myself, like, people were sitting on like park benches that were outside of the park. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God. It's like, I understand that we are going stir crazy. I'm
Mm.
pretty sure everyone is going stir crazy, but the more we abide to the rules, the better off we will be for the future, because it's not just like one day we are going to wake up and everything's
Yeah.
going to disappear.
No, it's not. Like that's the thing. It is a very serious thing, and I think people have to stop hoping for suddenly, everything's going to go back to normal, and we have to accept that that is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucia gives us a really nice little suggestion that we should avoid the news of the number of illnesses and deaths of people. Yeah, because every day it's hundreds or 200 or this or that. Um,
Yeah, it's true, and unfortunately, those things are outside of our control.
yeah.
Okay, and Clara says yesterday the Sicilian government gave, so you can just say they gave permission, so gave permission to, okay, so remember we do exercise, okay, so do exercise outside. So that's good. Okay, so further, is it further than 200 meters? Most of most people went outside. Okay, that's I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess it's good, but also probably a bit worrying that suddenly everyone's like that doesn't, I don't know, that doesn't sound too good.
Yeah. Because it's just like waves,
um,
and this
I
is
think
what's
that
going to happen.
it happens because, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Clara makes the point. People do that because they feel that the virus is far from them, but it's the thing. You're dealing with something that's invisible. You can't just anyway.
No, no, it's true. I mean, I
um,
think I think you bring up a really good point. So, like the thing is that I hate to be this person, but patience is the one thing that we can really use in this situation of
yeah,
being very patient and calm, because it's like this: we are not horses at a race. As soon as the gate opens, not everyone needs to run out. But the thing is
mm,
because we're all cooped up inside, everyone, the
yeah,
natural tendency is let's run. But that's not a good
yeah.
idea to have.
No, it's true. It's true. Definitely. And I think that unfortunately, I think people are really losing their patience, and I can even see that, which bugs me. I'm seeing my friends in Ireland losing their patience, and I'm like, you haven't even been on lockdown for that long. And also like you have to accept that this is not, it's not just going to end suddenly, as well. And unfortunately, like trying to make the most of the situation for now. Like one of my friends said to me, and I don't know if you've been doing this, Shawn. My friend said, like, you don't want, like, this is obviously temporary. It may be a long temporary, but it's temporary situation, and you don't want to come out the other side of this thinking, oh, I wish I had done more with my time, or I wish I had made
Yeah,
use of that time. And I was
exactly.
like, you know what? You're right. And then I just like started doing loads of things.
Exactly, because the thing is if we focus on the now, we get
Mm,
really kind of, how can I say, it's a double-edged sword. If you focus on the now, you can become really depressed, or you can really focus in on something that you're interested in.
yeah,
Um, and that's the most
exactly.
important part. You have to find your balance, because look, another thing, like, and I know everyone has a different tendency and a different mentality, but my idea of vacation doesn't exist. Like for all of us, if we really think that Ferragost is going to come and we're all going to go to the beach and everything's going to be good, that's a very utopianic idea.
Yeah,
And for example, also too, if we think about now, like we have to be a little giving in this time period,
yeah.
because the world is hurting. Okay, we're not making an economy grow. We're kind of in a standstill. And what
Mhm.
we really need to do is whenever things do begin to open back up, we have to be flexible about how we
Yeah.
reintroduce ourselves into the working world. Because we really, this might sound kind of out there, but in this time, we redefined what is the working condition of a regular person.
Yeah.
Where can we work? How can we work? The hours of our work. And these things are important concepts for us to carry into the next decade of maybe you are better off working at home 2 out of the 5 days in a week. Okay. And these are the flexibilities that we should integrate into our daily lives.
Yeah, it's totally true. And that's it. It's like unfortunately when a situation is outside your control, you're better at focusing on maybe the learnings and the benefits as opposed to the,
Yeah.
oh, but I want to do this and I can't do that. And it's like, well, that's out of your control, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing if I'm to spend all my time dwelling on what I can't do or when am I going to see my family again, you just drive yourself insane. Uh,
You drive
so
yourself up the wall. Come on, Lisa. You ever drive? I drive myself up the wall every day.
up the wall.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Clara makes a good point here as well. So, on the other hand, in the north of Italy, the perception is different. We are more scared rather than people who are not living in areas where a lot of people die. Yeah. So that's the thing. And some people say this to me as well that like, oh well, it's different where you are. It's more severe and da, da. And I'm like, yeah, but this has the potential to be severe everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just like because let's say the figures aren't where, like if you're comparing figures, just because they don't look one way or another, it's like you still have to be careful and be conscious of that.
Yeah, and we don't want to downplay anything either. You know, it's better to be safe than be sorry. And that's the most important
Yeah.
thing here is for example, take America as the example. They ignored it, and now they have more cases
Yeah.
than anywhere else in the world. And you know, for like being an
Hmm.
American living in a different country, like I have to say, guys, I feel very fortunate that I live in Italy because our government took, even though it came and it hit and there were some mistakes, but in comparison to the West world, Italy really was trying to be as transparent as possible with information,
Yeah.
with controlling, with security measures, whereas America just kind of ignored it. They're like, what? Corona
Yeah,
who?
exactly. It's so true. And that's the thing. Like a lot of people say, "Oh my God, like what did the government in Italy do?" Or some people even that I know were saying, "What's wrong with the healthcare system?" And I'm like, "Are you actually kidding me?" Like
Yeah,
Italy didn't have any warning. Like there was no warning. There was no, like, how was anyone to know that Italy was going to be the first place where it was found outside of Asia? And then, like, actually we have a very, very, very good and strong healthcare system. But the thing is, when you don't have the time to prepare like the other countries did, obviously you're going to be like under pressure and strained, and trying to play catch up. Whereas
yeah.
England, America, they all had the benefit of like warning and didn't do anything about it. So, bit of a rant, sorry.
And that's, I have to say though, and I don't know if you heard about this, but there are some really good stories that come out of this. For example, I was reading the newspaper yesterday, and there was a man
Hmm.
from I think Bergamo who was in intensive care, and he went into a coma, and they didn't have enough units in Bergamo, so they sent him to Palermo. And when he woke up from a coma, he was in
Hmm.
Palermo. Like, and now he's like so grateful, and he's, you know, and like that's the kind of connection we need in Italy and in the rest of the world, is that we're all together fighting this, you know, because a lot of times it's funny because this concept of north versus south exists everywhere in the world, in America, in Ireland, in Italy,
Hmm.
and and this concept of like this kind of fighting, this tension between the two poles. But at the same time, you know, like for example, out of this story, the guy that wakes up in a coma and now he's okay and he's getting better from the coronavirus, he's gonna put a nice tattoo of Palermo on his shoulder, like to say like, I'll always remember you, like you guys saved my life. And that's the kind of relationships we need to be building in this time,
Yeah, exactly. And actually, there's a lot of that
in my
highlighted.
opinion.
The concert that we talked about earlier, there was a lot of like nice things like that were highlighted, like nice stories and different things like that, and people who are doing like really good things throughout this.
Yeah.
Cool. So just a little bit of vocabulary. So just, I know we're kind of trying to avoid the news at the moment, but
And that's what
but
the thing
this,
is, we have to stay positive.
yeah, exactly. But just this here, it's a quick vocabulary exercise. So if you guys want to try and match up, so these are the different parts of what we see in the newspaper. Okay, so some of these you may
Mhm.
know, some of these you don't. So we have some different numbers. So I think we have so 1 to 6, and we have so reporter, column, front page, article, headline, and title. Okay, so in the comments, if you want to write the number, hopefully
And
this is
Lisa,
visible.
you brought up a good point too. Talking, no, it's visible. You talked about also, you talk about highlights. And I think highlights are a really good vocab for the news, as well as top stories. Like, have you read the top stories or have you seen the news highlights? You know, these are like the
Yeah,
the key points in our news articles that we can talk about.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like even I saw there this morning is like morning highlights, like or morning update, on
Mhm.
what's happening. So Okay,
See,
perfect.
Clara Cello is the reporter. She is a reporter, therefore she knew right away. By Robin Banks is the reporter. One Marti, very good. Is it the title? Is it the
Excellent.
title?
So the title is the Daily Sketch, let's say, is the title of the newspaper. It's fake, obviously. So yeah, it's the title of the newspaper or the name of the newspaper.
Yeah. Then we have 2 is going to be the headline.
Excellent. Yeah.
Then
So
4
the headline is the
is
name of the story. So the title is the name of the paper.
very good. So 4 is article and 5 is column. Very nice.
So
And 6? Exactly. 6 is the front page.
did anyone get?
What was that, Lisa? Where you be? Where you be, Lisa? Did you disappear? I don't know. Guys, do you think Lisa disappeared? I don't think she did.
Can you not hear me?
You're back.
Hello. That was weird.
Hello. What's up, girl? I know. Into the black hole.
Hey.
Speaking of black holes, oh my goodness. For any of you guys who like space and like the stars, okay, first off, they have made some amazing things talking about how stars, they make this beautiful constellation like movement around the black hole, like this beautiful geometric shape, which is really cool. And
Cool.
then the other news is I don't know if you guys heard about it, but the satellite train. Do you know about the satellite train?
No. What is that? Satellite
Lisa,
train.
have you heard about the satellite train? Okay, so basically, the satellite train are all of the satellites in orbit that are following each other, and they actually make like a long line that you can see at night.
Okay, wow. That's really cool. So I'm just answering
Yeah.
Clara's question there about the front page. So the actual front page, I know it's kind of unclear because you can't see. So 6 is actually pointing to the outline of the whole page. But the front page of the paper is the whole first page of the newspaper that is facing you before you open it. So that's the whole thing. The front page obviously contains the main news stories, the biggest news stories of the day. So yeah, my brother's actually a journalist. So I'm very familiar with all this vocabulary.
Top story. Lisa's brother is a journalist.
Okay. So Shawn, I think my um my connection isn't great. Do you want to read this?
Sure. So the headlines. A headline is text at the top of an article giving the reader general information about the report. Some verb changes are often made to headlines. For example, simple tenses are used instead of continuous or perfect forms. Okay, so usually when we make a headline, we want to be a direct and simple. Okay, so long lost aunt reappears. Infinitive form is used to refer to the future. Buffon to sign for Madrid, and auxiliary. Verbs are not used in the passive. Okay. Bank robbed by thieves. All right. So we just tend to simplify the text to make the reader see exactly what the story is about. Okay.
Exactly.
So maybe, for example, can you guys think of any recent news headlines? Okay. Or can you invent your own, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. So often, sometimes the newspapers they compete with each other with their headlines because they know that if there's a really big story, all the papers are going to be running them. So they're trying to compete to look the most interesting, to stand out. So a lot of the time they use either I would say witty, so witty headlines or attention grabbing headlines. So a lot of the time, so they try and be quite funny or also maybe just very shocking in a way, depending on the type of story.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, if you can try even to talk about something that happened over the weekend, it can even there's other stuff happening in the world as well apart from the coronavirus.
I know, isn't it crazy? The world is still moving.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Although I did see a headline this morning about Disney. So Disney are not going to pay their staff anymore.
Really? They decided to just stop paying them.
Yeah, basically. Obviously, as part of the crisis, but they have like 100,000 staff, so that's not good. um,
No.
Especially considering they just launched Disney Plus. Like, I'm sure they're not really short for money, but okay.
Yeah, right. But maybe that goes into a different conglomerate than to the actual employment of the people.
The parks, yeah,
Cool.
it's true.
You
I think
know?
yeah, I think it's related to the park workers.
Yeah. All I can say is I'm thankful that Caesar works with us and not at Disney like he did, I think, like 5 or 6 years ago.
He would have been amazing at Disney.
Oh, I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was the king of what was that baboon's name in Lion King? Mustafa?
Um. Oh my God. No, that was a
Is
lion.
that Aladdin? Oh, oh, the
Mufasa
lion was Mustafa.
was the lion
Oh,
was the bad lion.
yeah.
Um. Oh God, I can't remember his name. Rafiki, I think. Rafiki.
Yeah. So, anyways, Caesar would have been the right hand man to Rafiki.
Ah, okay. So Clara made an example here. So Italian football championship to restart in June.
Hmm.
Really good. Is this really
Perfect.
gonna happen though?
Fingers crossed. Everyone thinks, it's positive. It's positive news. That's what people need. People need something to ignite the fire inside of them again.
Yeah,
I guess football. I don't
exactly.
know. Um,
And we have some example kind of small article introductions here. So if you want, you can create your own funny headlines for these or kind of attention grabbing headlines. Um,
ooh.
so yeah, we have some examples
Let's see.
here. So some related to sport, some related to Parma. Okay, Clara. One related to Donald Trump.
Oh,
Okay.
great. Can I read that one, Lisa? Come on.
Yeah, of course. So I'll read the Man United one, and you can read the Trump one. So
Thanks.
Manchester United are set to make an official bid for Pogba in the next 24 hours. Club officials will meet the Juventus directors to discuss the deal. Okay, do you want to
Ooh.
go ahead there?
Researchers have stated that Donald Trump winning the US presidency is one of the top 10 risks facing the world, as President Trump could disrupt the world's economy and increase political tension. Huh. Very interesting. Now, I feel like this was 4 years ago that they made this headline.
I think so, but I
And
but
see
I,
how
I
that
still
played out.
I still think they're right.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good prediction, pretty solid prediction.
Yeah.
And then, oh God, I'm going to massacre the pronunciation of this, but the town of Collecchio in the province of Parma, Italy, has passed legislation requiring people to use only silent fireworks. Oh, interesting. To ensure the well-being of dogs and other pets. I wonder, is that
That's really
true?
nice because a lot of dogs get very, very like gun shy or like really spooked whenever
Yeah,
they hear fireworks. So it's a nice thing that they're doing.
that's true. If that's true, it's
Okay.
really yeah, it's really nice. I didn't know you could get silent fireworks, but that's pretty cool.
Of course you can. The ones, it's just you turn off the volume, Lisa.
Ah, it's like a firework with a silencer on it.
Yeah, you just mute it like a television, right? Like,
Ah, perfect. Like my microphone.
that's wild. I'm gonna now go into the business. Yeah, I'm gonna go in the business of making silent fireworks.
Okay,
I
so
think the
take
slogan would be like pretty to see, nothing to hear.
a nice. That's a pretty good slogan.
No, you don't like it? That's-
Okay,
So
so
yeah, guys, what Lisa was saying before I rudely interrupted her.
no problem. I was just saying that you can, yeah, so you've started doing that. If you want, you can use these as practice to make some headlines. Okay, so Marty's one is so a bid for Paul Pogba. Okay, could be. Or Pog yeah.
Pogba's who's gonna pay Pogba's bills? Eh?
I was gonna be like Pogba to be signed, but actually it's not official, so
Exactly.
Pogba transfer at the ready. I don't know.
Oh, I like it. Or like change for Pogba? Question mark. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Oh, so Clara is actually talking about news that's happening in Parma right now.
Yeah, no, actually, most of Emilia Romagna, they're dealing with this situation really well. And
Which
even
is
like the
nice.
fact of borders, thinking about like today, there was a news article talking about all of the different regions of Italy, and it's kind of getting very tense. But once again, we see that Emilia Romagna really kind of keeps its borders, its region open. It wants to have commerce and travel, and I think we're going to see that mentality is really going to help that region out to get back out from the economic difficulty that we're seeing right now.
Um, just one thing to mention on this of what is written. So this is a really common problem that comes up, or a really common mistake because it's so small. But remember, the person. So the person who's in charge is the mayor with a Y, the mayor. Okay, because major. Okay, so major is like for example minor major the biggest
Mhm.
like if you say the major factor the major effect it's the biggest of something so but this is a really common mistake that I see people making all the time. So the mayor is the person, major is a thing, a priority.
Oh, but very cool. And
Okay,
no one wants to give a shot at hitting Donald Trump in the beak.
I know, yeah, come on, like Trump, even you can make the headline based on like how much he's failing at the moment.
Yeah, there's a good news headline: Dump Trump. Uh, you know,
Trump to be
research.
dumped.
Yeah, Trump to be dumped. I would put like this: Trump and disruption? Question mark. Just two words together. That's it.
Okay, so maybe some people have sent them in and we're just taking a bit of time. But what we could do is to go on to the next bit, the bit of vocabulary.
Yeah, let's pick up some vocab, ladies.
Okay, so this is an example article, but we're looking at some synonyms. So we're looking for some synonyms in the article. So firstly, the ones we're looking for is to have an urgent meeting, to protest vigorously, Okay, so I see there's some protests happening right now in America. To remove from a position and something that's happening soon. Okay, so different ways to
Mhm.
say these. So Shawn, would you like to read the article if you can see it okay?
Yep. The prime minister held emergency talks last night of his parties were up in arms about his decisions to cut welfare benefits. There is a remote possibility that his members will attempt to oust the prime minister, but with national elections just around the corner, he is unlikely to quit, even if his ministers are expected to rebel against him. Emotions ran high as the prime minister announced the cuts, and the reaction from the opposition party is bound to fuel the debate today. Chances are the prime minister is likely to stand firm against criticism.
Very dramatic reading. I like that. Excellent.
I'm
Okay,
trying.
so guys, so in the comments, if you can find so synonyms.
The reading spoke to me.
Yeah, yeah, it's where you do this for a living. So if you can find synonyms for these expressions, okay, so we're looking for similar expressions. A lot of these, I have to say, a lot of these expressions, they're used quite a lot in articles.
Oh
Like
yeah.
a lot of them, even not relating to like something to do with politics. They're common phrases that are used in articles over and over again.
Mhm. They're used in sports reviews. They're used in maybe theater. They're used in a lot of different things.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Journalists are just recycling these phrases all the time.
Those they're not journalists, they're recyclists.
Okay, so in the comments, guys, if you want to tell us the phrases, and we'll just give a couple of minutes because we're almost finished our webinar. Um, but yeah. Okay.
I can't find the one for urgent meeting though. Oh, wait, never mind. That was
So, is
stupid.
anyone answering
That
us?
was stupid. No, but we could give it to him anyways. So I
What?
think, what was that, Lisa?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so
Uh,
to have an
so to have an urgent meeting
my
is to
God.
have emergency talks.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly. Cool. And then,
okay.
okay, we have some answers coming in.
Marx is saying to
Cool.
protest is to
So
rebel
to protest,
against.
sort of. Okay, my sound is like a minute behind yours. I'm sorry, Shawn.
Oh, okay, so to be up in arms, very good. Okay. To
Okay,
remove.
so yeah, I know it's confusing, but to be up in arms is to protest something.
Mhm.
So to remove, I think, is a bit difficult. To oust. So to oust someone.
Yeah. There's this great detergent in home to spray called Oust because it removes could it removes odors from the house.
Exactly, it gets it out. Gets it out.
Yeah,
So you can
it
oust
gets
a
it
prime
out, guys.
minister, you can oust your bad smells. Okay,
Very good.
it's true.
Yeah, you got it,
Um,
Lisa.
yeah,
You knocked that out of the park. I like that.
exactly. Okay. So guys, I'm sorry for all the technical problems. Yeah, there's so many people using YouTube. Sometimes the connection just doesn't work very well. Sorry. But you
Thank
did
you
really
very much
great.
for being with us. Yeah, you guys did
Yeah.
awesome.
And it was lovely to
Okay.
chat with you. Keep ignoring the news as much as you can. Keep
Exactly.
staying
I'll ignore the news.
positive. Keep doing some nice things. Some nice
Okay.
things.
Be good to one another, everybody. Thank you very much. You guys all have a great day.
Have a great afternoon. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.